There's a fancy new backdrop and thumbnail. All that means is it's time for Season 2. Hello there everyone, it is TIJ and welcome to the first episode of Season 2 of a new era at the Emirates. And today we start the 2018-19 Premier League campaign with two pretty important matches. The first at Craven Cottage against Fulham, and then we go back to the Emirates where we belong to play Manchester City. Is it Pep Guardiola's Manchester City? I don't think it is. It is Allegri who manages Man City now. Come on, there we go. Massimiliano. Sounds about right. Massimiliano Allegri takes charge of City, but ourselves and Jokanovic have stayed at Fulham. Now, we've made a few transfer dealings, but just a quick service note before we continue. We are going to be revving this series up by moving it to 4 episodes a week rather than 3. We're going to be keeping to the Monday, Wednesday and Friday, but also on a Sunday we're going to be releasing an episode now because there are only 3 weeks left. I'm loving doing all this numbers thing, but there's only 3 weeks left now until FM19, and whilst I do want to get this series over and done with, I don't want to rush. Therefore, if there's more videos, obviously there's more content and more time to get the games played. So, we're in no particular rush, but we're going to have 12 episodes over the next 3 weeks, in which will unfortunately be my last ever season, I guess series, in Football Manager 2018. Now, before we start our game against Fulham today, a few comments about the summer. We've won all our friendlies. Yay, we played Celtic. And some random other teams. So, yeah. But in terms of our transfers, we've been fairly quiet in the ins. We've made 4 transfers in, and actually there's been quite a few transfers out, but actually let's ignore the loans. So, we've had 4 deals in and 6 out, and we've spent a net of £2 million. So let's start off with the obvious. We knew we were bringing Marcos Alonso in, and it was 20 million. He's turned out to be a good sign. It looks like 3-star rating, so he's a good rating for the senior teams. That's all lovely jubbly. Callum Chambers then went in a club record move that could go up to 48.5 million. Madness this was from Fulham to Fulham, as you'd probably guess. And Fulham must just have money coming out their ears or something, because Callum Chambers, a player who went on loan to them last year, did half decently. He's played, what, about 36 games for us, cost us 13 million, and all of a sudden we've turned him round, really not playing him, for nearly 50 million, so I had to accept that. Then we had an offer for Shokradan Mustafi, who actually wants to leave. He said he wants to go for a bigger club. And I know if you're an Arsenal fan, I'm not saying that Man United are a bigger club. But he said if the likes of Barcelona came in for an offer of about 35 million, then I'd like to go. And United came in for an offer of 30 million. I was cheeky, went up to 40, and then they said 35. And I thought, you know what? He's replaceable. So, Mustafi's gone. He's gone to Manchester United for 35 million. That's all rosy. And we made a £1.5 million profit on him. But Mustafi being a very good player for us, and actually has been a lot harder to replace than you would believe. But we'll get on to that in a minute. Joel Campbell left, which we already knew about, as well as Ospina. But Petr Cech also left the club, going to Zenit St. Petersburg for 3.4 million. We've done quite well there. But obviously Nick Pope is now our substitute goalkeeper. So that's it on the outs, but in terms of the ins, we've got Alonso, and we've replaced a German with a Cameroonian. I thought he was a German for some reason, but nonetheless, 1 year older, Joel Matip has joined the club from Liverpool. £40 million he cost, so 5 million more than Mustafi was sold for. But in some ways, I think Matip's a better player. You know, he played a very good Liverpool team last year. He's been very good since he's been at Liverpool. He had a lot of games last year, 26 games with an average rating of 7.09. And I think he can definitely bolster up the defence, which is really positive to see. Now, I banged on this one a lot before the end of last season. I really wanted to sign James Milner, just as a novelty signing, really. But James Milner has come to the club for 13.25 million. Again, another player impressed in the Liverpool lineup last year. A 7.09 average rating. But really, Milner is just going to be a backup player because he is so versatile. He can really play anywhere. But he should come in the centre midfield at some stage because he will be definitely rotated in that 5 midfielder setup. And then finally, this is one from the head of youth development. Tobias Svensson has come in from Molde in Norway, and he's gone on loan to Crystal Palace. So unfortunately, we won't see him, but let's just pretend we will. So in terms of the Premier League so far then, actually, I will show you how the World Cup got on. Bizarre. There was a very bizarre, well, there wasn't a bizarre winner. France won it, but the USA got to the final. They didn't even flipping qualify in real life. But they got to the final. Beaten by France in the end, but they beat Germany to get to the final. They beat Russia to get to the final. Well, that's not that much. They beat Spain to get to the final. And, well, their group was a bit pants, to be honest. And they lost to Austria. So they lost to Austria and France. What a World Cup they had. We were in a group with Germany, South Korea and Burkina Faso, in which we got through. But let's not talk about the rest of that. The Premier League's got off to an interesting start then this season. Manchester United in the big game against Tottenham won 2-1. Chelsea beat Bournemouth, Everton beat Leicester as well as Stoke, the newly promoted Stoke of course. Newcastle smashed the newly promoted Swansea. West Ham and Brighton had a good game and Man City started off their campaign with a win. Any big transfers to talk about? I don't particularly think so apart from ours. Actually, there is one. There's only one I think that's a massive transfer, but that is Harry Kane going to Liverpool from Tottenham. And he's cost Liverpool 83 million. But he did score in the Community Shield, which I actually went to watch because I'm sad. It was Liverpool against Manchester United, and Harry... Sorry, it wasn't Harry... No, he didn't score. He must have just made... He must have just started them. But Fabinho scored. We just don't need to know about that. But enough of my rambling. Shall we get on with the start of this new season? Apologies about the bad light. It's just about sunset. I can't really do much about that. But we start off with a game against Fulham and then against Man City. So it's going to be a tricky start to the season, definitely. But let's see how we get on. So in terms of the team then today, we've got Bernd Leno in goal with Bellerin, Matip making his debut with Regani in the centre-back positions, with Kolasinac playing at left-back. Guendouzi and Ramsey take up the centre midfield positions with Mkhitaryan and Welbeck on the wings, and Aubameyang and Lacazette up front. Missing out then, we've got the likes of Monreal, we've got Elneny, and to be fair, we've got quite a broad bench and, reserves team this year, so the likes of Alonso, Milner, Robben will get in at some stage. But it's just a case of brilliant, well, I wouldn't say brilliant strength in depth, but good strengths in depth, and they will get a chance at their point of the season. But I just felt this squad was right for the start of the season. And with Guendouzi doing really well in the French Youth Invitational. So I thought, yeah, let's give him a chance, let's see how he gets on. But we've got Milner on the bench who might well make his debut today. We're going to tell the team to do it for the fans. We're going to go attacking, just make a statement of intent for the start of this season, and hopefully we can start with a clean sheet. Wouldn't that be a nice way to start the campaign? Truthfully, I would love to win this Premier League because I haven't. The only trophy I've won on FM18, I think, if I remember rightly, was the Europa League in the beta. So that just shows how disastrous my record's been so far. But I would like to win the league. I'd like to win the domestic league. If we could win something like the Champions League, that would be tremendous. But nothing comes close to the league, in my opinion. So, yeah. Let's go and win the league. But really, I think today is a really a big episode already, the first episode. Because if we get off to a bad start here, it changes morale. And we've got a Chelsea game third. And if all of a sudden we maybe beat Fulham and lose to Man City and Chelsea, that's a big dent in the title chance. And we're only 3 games in, really. And you might look at it and think, well, it's only 6 points. But if you start badly, then, you know, it's not... Well, it's obviously not the best way to start, but it doesn't set a good precedent for the future, but a good block from Bellerin. Shirley trying to get through there. Not Shirley, Schürrle. But Pires, not Robert. To Seri, to Darun, to Pione. Sisto playing for Fulham now. Lovely interception from number 36 there. I think that was Guendouzi. Good stuff. Mkhitaryan. Oh, he's been dispossessed. This isn't good enough in terms of passing. Pione, Sisto on the ball for Fulham. Through. Regani gets it. Well, Matip actually made the interception. Can we get through? Lovely ball from Mkhitaryan to Aubameyang into the box for Lacazette. Can he get his first of the season? Not quite. Lacazette back into the box for Aubameyang, and it's a goal. The two strikers combining beautifully there with a bizarre one, really. Aubameyang made the assist. Lacazette couldn't get it, so Lacazette redid the favour, and this is Nick mixed up. I'm getting. I can't remember which player's which. But Aubameyang got on to the end of it, and that's the first goal of the season for him, and that is absolutely fantastic. A brilliant statement of intent, a nice header within 10 minutes of starting here at Craven Cottage. We're just going to go counter-attacking now because I do want to keep this league. We're not going to go all Jose Mourinho, don't worry, but I do want to try and keep this league. I'm just conscious that Fulham are doing pretty well, and they seem to be doing pretty well in the highlights. But considering we've got the advantage at the moment, we are doing very nicely. Nearly half an hour in, though, here at Craven Cottage. And of the 8 games that have been played so far, there hasn't been a draw. That is very spooky. And that could be... Surely, it could be a first for the first game of the season. If all 10 games are played and there's not a draw. Potentially, I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you guys know if that's a fact or not. But it could possibly be. But Pione Sisto into the box. Very nearly a goal for Fulham. But it's those sort of chances that we need to be saving, and up the other end we need to be scoring those chances. But if we can save those chances at our end, then it's all happy days in terms of my view. Ramsey to Mkhitaryan. Can we make it 2? That'd be brilliant, but we get dispossessed. Seri puts the ball up. Can't really find much space, which is good for us. Darun. For Sessegnon. Ryan Sessegnon playing in the Premier League for his 2nd season. Ryan Sessegnon mugs Bellerin, but not quite. He dispossessed him. Lovely stuff. Mkhitaryan, can he make it's pretty much a cloned pass, but not quite from what he did earlier. But Ramsey to Bellerin on the wing, switching in and replacing his right winger. Aubameyang into Lacazette! And it's basically like the first goal, apart from the second half of that move. But brilliant stuff. We're 2-0 up away from home against Fulham. Both of our strikers have got a goal. And to be honest, I don't really think it could have gone any better. Is it safe to open the curtain now? Yeah, that looks okay to me. The sun doesn't go down for a good half an hour yet, so we've still got the natural light. No need to turn the light on. That light looks half decent to me. Right, we're 2-0 up at Fulham then. 40 minutes into this game, and it can only go wrong from here. Good start, though. Very good start. I'm very pleased. If we can make it 3-0 here, that's absolutely fantastic. But obviously, a goal either way would very much change the balance of this game. And Ramsey. To Guendouzi. Bellerin. Bellerin back to Ramsey. Lovely fluid play. Lovely move and ball into Welbeck. And Danny Welbeck makes it 3-0 here against Fulham. And wow, what a start this would be to the Premier League season. What a state of intent. We're now in first place. And that would be absolutely fantastic. Just to go and say, look, we are a threat this season. We're beating Fulham, who, don't forget, finished 10th last year. A very good and respectable season after being promoted. So they're very much, I'd say, maybe a European challenging side this season. So you can't overlook Fulham whatsoever. And this is a very good start. As I've said, it can only go wrong from here. But that should be half-time now. And really, we just need to pile the players. Seriously, lads. It's brilliant, but don't get too complacent. Right. Yep. You might be winning, but that might all change. But I'm just conscious of the captain, Aaron Ramsey, who's on a yellow card. We don't want to mess anything up. So we are going to bring Milner on for his debut game. He likes to play as a Mazzala, so we will more than happily do that. And we'll play Guendouzi as a Carolero. Let's see how he gets on there. But yeah, we'll stay on counter-attack. That seems to be working in this game, and that is very good. So James Milner makes his debut as number 14, it looks like. Yeah, Milner gets the number 14. And hopefully he can do something magical here. I doubt he'll get a goal or anything like that in his first game. But he's very much going to bolster the defence up in hopefully we get our first clean sheet of the season. Something that we didn't really have last year. But if we can start this game with a clean sheet, then I am very, very pleased. And if the goals keep coming in, it's going to be quite irregular when teams are scoring 3 or 4 against us. So if we can score goals, basically what I'm saying is if we can outscore teams, obviously we win. I know I'm saying a bit Michael Owen-like. But nonetheless, Callum Chambers back to Fabrizio. To Troy Co. Blimey, they're all co's here. Sessegnon, and he's not a co. Turizzi, I think, runs through a whole defence, and that's a bit of a stupid shot. It's a bit of a problem of mine on FM18. A lot of players just go for random shots out of nowhere, and I don't quite get why. Half an hour left, though, at Craven Cottage. I would guess nothing's going to change, but I'm just going to... we'll wait for this highlight to finish, or else if I tell them to tighten up, even though we've... Well, I suppose it does work if we score, but a nice header from Matip to Milner, and he's misplaced a pass. What a good first impression that is from James Milner. Mkhitaryan back to Bernd Leno. Leno on the ball. Come on, Mucker, don't muck about. See what I did there. Darun to Sisto. It's a poor goal kick in the end, to be honest. Sisto to Sessegnon. Come on, Bellerin. Chase him down. It's into the box for Seri. Oh, it's 3-1. I'd have liked to have had a clean sheet. But Fulham could seriously be coming back into this game. So I will be telling the lads to tighten up. And that's a bit disappointing. There wasn't enough pressure put on there. And that is not the way that we wanted to do the second half. Because then Fulham will moan, well, we won the battle of the second half. Which is not something that we particularly want to be the victim of. But there's 20 minutes left here. So we will bring Marcus Alonso on for his debut. And because I wasn't particularly impressed with Bellerin, why not? We will bring Liechtenstein on the other wing. So that's both for the fullbacks replaced. Alonso and Milner both make their debuts today, as well as Matip. Matip's had a good game, it seems, at 7.3. Only outscored by the 2 strikers who have scored. But let's hopefully get another goal and we can steal this game and put it to bed. Guendouzi. Oh, it's a bad pass from the youngster. Seri. To Callum Chambers. Can we get that one back? Oh, Liechtenstein should have done better there. Mitrovic through. Good stuff from Regani. Can we get it out? Back to Leno. Don't do anything too stupid. That's a decent ball. Aubameyang, can you get it? Yes, you can. To Lacazette. Come on. Run through. Lacazette to Aubameyang. This is good stuff. No. What's the word? What's the word? What's the word? Oh, my God. Selfishness. That's the one. But Mitrovic is through on goal for Fulham now. And that's a good save from Bernd Leno. 10 minutes left then here at Craven Cottage. Can we close this game? We better be able to. I'd also be very, 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 very annoyed. Seri into the box for Alfie Mawson. And it's 3-2. Oh, dear. Yes, Fulham fans have definitely got something to work with. And the comeback could seriously be on the cards. Can we keep this up? Oh dear, I don't want to see this. If Fulham come back, we're a laughing stock. Trauco to Seri to Daroon. We were 3-0 up. Welbeck, can we just close out the game? That would be lovely. No, we can't. Yedlin's got the ball. We get it back. Welbeck. Oh, that's shocking from Welbeck. Lichtensteiner. Momentum very much with Fulham. Can we swing the momentum back our way? Guendouzi into James Milner. He shoots and that's straight at the flipping keeper, Jim. Apparently his runs are causing the opposition defence problems. Well, if he can turn into one of those into a goal, what's Lichtensteiner doing? Oh, sorry, Marcus Alonso. Stupid. Mitrovic. Uh-oh. Sessegnon. Burnt Leno says it's quite a poor shot, actually, at the end of it. But I swear to God, if they come and win now, I mean, they've had a pretty good second half. I'll give it to them. But for us to come from 3-0 up to go 3-3 would have been an absolute disaster. So we've got 2 minutes left here, plus added time. How are we going to get on? Another highlight worries me here. Just close out the game, lads. Welbeck on the edge of the box. Puts it into Mkhitaryan to Guendouzi. How has he missed that? Deary me. Milner on a 6.1. Not the best way to start, but it looks like that's going to be it, I think. And I think Fulham, you could say, possibly have been a little bit unlucky there. Mike Dean blows the whistle. We get a win nonetheless. That's what we wanted to do. In bizarre circumstances, because we weren't really good enough there. But I'll take the 3 points as we go now back to the Emirates, our hunting ground, to play one of the best teams in the world, Manchester City. 11 teams on 3 points, 9 teams on 0 points. What a start to the Premier League. A bit numbed by last night's win for Bournemouth over Everton. But the table looked like 10 teams with 3 and 10 teams with 0. But if we can win today's game against City, we will be the first team with 6. I think we're going to go for an unchanged lineup, to be honest, against Man City. I was quite happy, apart from the fact that we do need to change the injured Lichtenstein, who's actually out for 2 months as a result of, I presume it was a chain injury. I don't remember what happened in the game. He's out between 7 to 10 weeks, which is absolutely marvellous. But I'm sure Milner can play it right back if he's needed. But for today's game, I think that looks like an alright team. We'll give Iron Robben a go instead of Mkhitaryan. Any other change we want to make? That looks okay to me. So just the one change. We've put, obviously, Ryan Robben in instead of Mkhitaryan. Now, this is going to be an interesting challenge against City, because I don't know if you guys remember, but we did actually beat Man City in the race to actually stay as Arsenal manager in the last meeting in January. But obviously now it's a very different circumstance. We're going to get counter-attacking again, as we did against Fulham. But I back ourselves here, you know, to win this game. The attacking sort of menace we showed against Fulham is encouraging. I know we conceded 2, but to score 3 is very encouraging. I'll say this now, and we'll go and concede 6 in this game. David Silva scores. And that's muted me straight away. Within a minute, a lovely goal by David Silva, granted. But we are 1-0 down straight away here at the Emirates, which really forces us to go attacking straight away. It's a bit unfortunate, but nonetheless, we've got to do it. We can't sit back now. City are 1-0 up, and we've got to pounce and get that back straight away. A lovely goal by Silva. Is Leno going to get to that one? Probably not. But luckily, there hasn't been another goal for City in the next 5 minutes. That's lovely to see. But no real chance for us so far, even though we do have marginally the most amount of possession. Kolasinac on the left wing. To Guendouzi to Welbeck. Good pass back to Ramsey. Can we get anything up? Lovely ball to Iron Robben. Can he perform like he did last season, or will it be a one-season wonder for us? Lovely. Change to the wings to Welbeck. Into the box for Mendy. Blimey, Mendy gets it out. Can he have a second wonder at that? Ramsey to Lacazette. To Aubameyang. Shoots, and it's in. The 2 strikers combined for the 3rd time this season already. And I can tell it's a brilliant strike partnership, to be honest. When both players are playing well, they complement each other so much. And it's nice to see Welbeck out on that left wing, because if he wasn't playing there, then there'd be no room for him in the squad. I'm a bit conscious that obviously Ozil's still not playing, but to be honest, why should he get into the team? He's like any other player, you know. The team are playing well at the moment, so why should he get in the team? We might make him a substitute appearance later on in the game, but for now, should he really be a starter? Because he hasn't really done much last season, so I don't know. But we're on the upper hand, it looks like here. Lovely ball from Kolasinac up to Lacazette. Can he be the second time the strikers combine? It certainly very nearly is. But Lacazette back into the box for Iron Robben to Aubameyang. Nothing happens. Dear me. David Silva, put it out. Better out than in, you know. If in doubt, clear it out, all that sort of stuff. Fair play. And it seems that since that Silva goal, which is early, we've just completely dominated Man City. I know that they've had the most possession, but they haven't had a shot since. So that would kind of suggest that we've been dominating them a little bit. But I wonder about Rob, and I hope he plays as well as he did last year, because he was completely integral to our play last year, but maybe not as many goals. I'm not quite sure. Guendouzi, though, puts to Aubameyang into the box for Aaron Ramsey, and Aaron Ramsey gets a goal. His first goal of the season for Captain Ramsey, and that is a very good start. And all of a sudden, after that first-minute goal from Man City, we're back in control here at the Emirates, as we should be. And that is a lovely goal from Aaron Ramsey. Guendouzi put it to Aubameyang, back to Aaron Ramsey, and that's a lovely shot from Ramsey. Really straight at the goalkeeper, but obviously just too much power for Ederson to cope with. And we go into the break at half-time, 2-1 up. That's absolutely brilliant to see. Can we keep this lead, though? We did against Fulham, but we very nearly didn't. And that is very much what I'm wary of here against Man City. Now, I will show you later on, guys, in this episode after this game. I think it's in about 4 days' time, but I will show you the Champions League draw. We will be forced 4th seed for that, so we could have a bit of a nasty draw. But who knows? We could do well and be a bit lucky. Bellerin, straight after half-time, bear in mind, into the box. And that's a very good clearance from number 22, I think, Bernardo Silva. And he puts it out for a corner. Will we mirror what Man City did to start the first half? Except it'll be a goal for us, obviously. Lacazette into the box for Matip. And very nearly a first goal for Joel Matip at the Gunners. But he seems to have settled it nicely and very well. And he's doing pretty well. And I like that partnership with Regani and Matip at the back. It settles nicely with me. But City, to be honest, after scoring that first goal, didn't really offer much, which is always nice to see. We'll go back to counter-attacking now because we have got the goal up. And as I promised earlier, we'll bring Ozil on for Iron Rob. Actually, no, we'll bring him on for Welbeck. Is he better on the left wing? Nah, not really. So we'll bring him on for Robin. It doesn't really make much difference. And we will also bring Torreira on for Guendouzi. That's good to me. Nearly 20 minutes to go here. Wouldn't it be brilliant if we can close out this match with a win, because then that's 2 wins from 2 and just the start that we want. But another goal would be very nice just to close out that match. If Ozil can get it, that makes it even sweeter. Lacazette to Torreira. Can he get back in the mixer? Torreira to Joel Matip. Back to Torreira. No, he goes alone. What's Matip doing? God knows. Back to Torreira. A bit of a dangerous position there. Ozil. A bit of a crap ball, to be honest. Ederson. Back out. But Regani should have that one covered. He certainly does. He beats Aguero in the air. Ramsey. Back to Ozil. Ozil wide on the right to Aubameyang. Wide back out to Bellerin. Into the box for Aubameyang. And he settles the pass. It's a 1-2 to Bellerin. And he's been involved in all 3 goals today. He scored 2. And I'm pretty sure he's got the assist to 1. So Aubameyang definitely the man of the match. He passed it to Ozil on the right. Back to Aubameyang. Aubameyang to Bellerin on the right. Substituting him for Ozil there on the right. And a lovely volley from Aubameyang. And that should really seal the game for us. Which is absolutely fantastic. So we're going to get... We're already on counter-attacking. Just tell the guys to tighten up a bit. And we will bring Maitland... Actually, we'll bring Milner on at left back. I know there was a bit rubbish last game. But just to shore things up a little bit. And secure things at the back. We'll put Aaron Ramsey back to a Mazzala. And that looks all good to me. So hopefully we should be able to round this game out and win. A win against Man City would be absolutely fantastic. A bit of a worry at the start with that goal from Silva, but we soon put that one behind us. And with De Bruyne injured and Aguero having a really bad game at 6.4, they haven't really threatened much, and that would be a fantastic start to the season from 2 wins from 2. What a statement to make. Go and win against Man City. A good win against Fulham, and 6 goals in the first 2 games says to me we can score goals. And to be fair, we can also defend, because Silva's goal was an absolute banger. To put it, you know, in polite way, it was a lovely goal. And, you know, I'm not fussed if we can't stop them, but if we stop the most of the chances coming through, I'm more than happy. And we've beaten Man City, a fantastic result for us, 2 wins from 2. And now we go over to, where is the Champions League draw? Wherever the Champions League draw's being held, for the Champions League draw for the 2018-19 season. It's been a few seasons now, but Arsenal are back in the UEFA Champions League. For some reason, we've been seeded 2nd, along with City and Chelsea. I don't quite get why. Maybe the 4th seeds are teams that have qualified through, what's it called? The qualification stage. So I'm not quite sure how that works. But nonetheless, we are 2nd seeds. Let's see how the groups go. So obviously these are the league winners from the respective leagues. So obviously we can't be in Group H. But the 2nd seeds look pretty nasty to me. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Man City, Dortmund, ourselves, Chelsea, Napoli and Porto. I'm quite glad that we're not playing any of those teams. But how are we going to get on? Hold on a minute. Did Valencia win the Spanish League? Surely not. Who won the Spanish League last year? Atletico Madrid. So what? Why are Valencia first seeds? I don't get it. Oh, I don't get it. Perhaps because Atletico are... Oh, Atletico are holders, so there's a second place. Right, there's a second first seed for them. So that's why it's all jumbled up. I understand that now. So, we are in a group with Paris Saint-Germain. Group C. So a little bit like Liverpool in real life. We are with Paris Saint-Germain. That's a nasty one. Group D and Group H. Juventus and Manchester City. Basel in Group A. And elect in Group B. Some pretty tasty teams in there again. Dynamo Kiev. Okay, I'll take Dynamo Kiev. We can beat them. But there is some worrying teams in that fourth seed as well. Particularly AC Milan. Can only see the first four teams granted. Let's see how we can get on. We don't get Marseille like we did in the Europa League last year. Who do we get? We get Milan. That's a nasty draw, you know. Paris Saint-Germain, obviously the biggest team in that group. That goes without saying. But there's some killer groups in there. It definitely is the Champions League. So we're in a group with Paris Saint-Germain, Milan, Paris Saint-Germain and Milan, and Dynamo Kiev. How do you think we'll get on? I reckon we'll qualify, but we should just to be about real right. But if you guys have enjoyed that, make sure to leave a like on the video. Leave a comment down below if you've got any thoughts. And subscribe to the channel for the next 3 weeks of bumper FM18 content, as well as the future of FM19 content coming onto the channel very, very soon. Just a reminder, if you've got at the start of the video, 4 videos of this a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday and Sunday. And subscribe and hit the notifications bar. I don't know where these are below me, but they're somewhere below me. Hit the notifications button to get notifications whenever a video comes out on my channel. And hopefully you guys will keep in touch with what's going on in this series. But thank you so much, folks, for getting to this point. I really appreciate it. I've been TIJ, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday for episode 2 of the second season of A New Era. Thank you for watching, folks, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.